Look, every single year, thousands of runners end up limping home just because they decided to hold a regular leash in their running hand. I mean, think about it. One squirrel, one sudden yank from your dog, and your wrist or shoulder's done for the month. That physical risk is exactly why you're searching for the best hands-free leash for running with dogs. And that is precisely what we're breaking down today. We're looking at 5 hands-free leashes, rigorously tested and scored on strict, unyielding pillars. The goal here is absolutely simple. We want you to buy the right gear the first time around so you never find out at mile 2 that you made a very painful or very expensive mistake.
But here's the thing the generic reviews just won't tell you. The most popular hands-free leash on the internet right now, the one you see literally everywhere, is actually not the one that wins this test. In fact, it has a hidden flaw that most buyers only discover when it is way too late. The real winner of our test, well, it looks a lot more like heavy-duty rock climbing equipment. It's going to cost more than you probably want to spend, but it is still worth every single dollar. So stick around, because by the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly which system belongs on your waist and which ones you need to scroll right past.
Okay, let's dive into our testing protocol. Every leash we test gets scored out of 10 on the exact same 5 pillars. First up, fit and comfort. Does the belt sit right on your body and actually stay put while you're moving? Second, durability. Will the stitching and hardware survive a full season of pounding the pavement? Third is safety and practical risk. Is there a chance it could choke your dog, slip, or just fail mid-run? Fourth, ease of use. How fast can you clip in and clip out when you're on the move? And finally, value for money. What are you actually getting for that price tag? These aren't just arbitrary Amazon star averages. We run the leash, we yank it, wash it, and repeat. Then they get one final letter grade. No hype, no favorites. So let's start with the worst of the 5, working our way up to the single best hands-free leash on the market. Starting our countdown at number 5. This one brilliantly illustrates the trap of budget gear. This is the iYoShop Hands-Free Leash. It costs about $22, and on paper, it looks like an absolute steal. You get a removable zipper pouch for your phone and keys, a double bungee section that's designed to take the snap out of sudden lunges, you've got reflective stitching for night runs, and dual handles for quick control. And honestly, if you have a small to medium dog and you run at a really casual pace, it genuinely works. But we have to look closely at the construction here. The waist belt is soft, sure, but it is incredibly thin. That means it tends to roll a little on your hips when you pick up speed. The webbing is strictly built for light duty, and those lightweight hardware pieces and pouch zippers, they are definite weak links. Let's look at the actual numbers for the iYoShop. Fit and comfort scores a 7. Durability takes a bit of a hit at 6.5. Safety and practical risk sits at a 7, because while there aren't any sharp failure points, you just can't trust it with a powerful puller. Ease of use earns an 8 thanks to that really handy pouch, and value for money scores an 8.5. All of this brings the final letter grade to a solid B. For $22, you're getting a feature-loaded reflective running leash. But that thin belt and lightweight hardware absolutely cap it at small dogs and easy miles. If your dog weighs over 40 pounds, or if they pull, this is not your leash. Which leads us directly to the trap waiting for you at number 4. Moving down to number 4 on the list. Now, what's really interesting about our 4th pick is that most generic budget lists crown this as the ultimate winner. This is the Tuff Mutt hands-free bungee leash. And to be totally fair, a lot of its hype is completely earned. For about $26, you're getting a real shock-absorbing bungee, bright reflective stitching, a sliding belt clip that lets the leash move alongside you, and 2 control handles. The static length is 4 feet, and it extends past 5 feet with the bungee, which keeps your dog perfectly in your control zone. But here is the hidden flaw almost nobody mentions. The waist belt is basically just plain webbing secured by a standard plastic buckle. Furthermore, the clip is just a swivel. It's not a true glider. On a medium dog with a mild pull, you might not even notice, but if you have a hard-pulling dog, that thin belt digs painfully into your side, the plastic buckle creaks under the stress, and the leash angle actively fights your running stride. The numbers reflect this reality perfectly. Fit and comfort, 8. Durability, 8, mostly because the webbing itself does take a beating fairly well. Safety and practical risk, 7.5. Ease of use, 8.5. Value for money is exceptional at a 9. This gives the Tuff Mutt a final letter grade of A-. For under $30, it's almost impossible to find another leash offering a real bungee, reflective stitching, and a sliding clip. However, if you are a serious runner dealing with a heavy puller, that basic belt and plastic hardware mean you've got to keep looking. So let's step up the performance with number 3. Number 3 completely fixes the main problem we just saw with the Tuff Mutt. This is the SparklyPets Hands-Free Leash. It costs roughly $30, and its absolute defining feature is a sliding attachment point that glides a full 360 degrees around the belt. Think about what this actually means on the road.
Your dog can cross from your left side over to your right side mid-stride, and the belt will not twist around your waist. You don't have to break your rhythm, and the leash won't wrap around your legs. This isn't a gimmick. It is the fundamental difference between a smooth run and a tangled nightmare. You also get a cushioned belt that actually stays put on your hips. But the catch here is the medium-duty build. The Bungee is medium, not heavy, and the belt just isn't engineered to anchor an 80-pound dog that pulls like a freight train. How does that hardware translate to the final score? Fit and comfort jumps to an 8.5, thanks to that glider. Durability sits at 7.5. Safety and practical risk is an 8. Ease of use, 8.5. Value for money, 8. The final grade is a B+. Look, the 360-degree sliding clip is arguably the smartest design idea on this entire list, and it's highly comfortable. But the medium-duty build limits its use strictly to agile runners with medium-sized dogs. If your dog hits the end of the leash hard, it's time to stop playing around and look at the heavy hitters. Which brings us right to leash number 2. Let's see what happens when we step up into the premium category. This is the Ruffwear Roamer leash. If you're looking for one single hands-free leash that does absolutely everything, this is your answer. Coming in at about $50, the belt is wide, genuinely padded, and utilizes a locking buckle for all-day comfort. It features a traffic handle right down at the dog's shoulder, allowing you to instantly reel your dog in on a crowded path without breaking your stride. The Bungee section beautifully soaks up the shock of a dog hitting the end of the line. It even has a hitching loop, so you can easily secure your dog to a tree when you need a water break. And it instantly converts to a standard handheld leash. But its flaws are real. There's absolutely no reflective stitching for night visibility, and depending on your body type, the belt has a tendency to ride up from your hips towards your natural waist during a run.
On the scorecard, the Roamer earns an 8.5 for fit and comfort. Durability is a massive 9, utilizing premium webbing and hardware. Safety and practical risk comes in at 8.5, largely because that locking buckle and traffic handle are just so reliable. Ease of use, 8.5. Value for money dips slightly to a 7.5, simply because $50 is a significant investment for one leash. The final letter grade is an A. The Ruffwear Roamer totally validates its $50 price tag by being the most versatile hands-free leash you can buy. It's excellent. But it is not the ultimate winner of our test. Before we reveal what is, we have to talk about how you are actually using these. Okay, I need to pause the countdown for a second to deliver a severe, non-negotiable safety warning. You must never, ever clip a hands-free Bungee leash to a dog's collar. When you're running, your momentum is carrying you forward. The second your dog lunges or even suddenly stops to sniff, the massive combined force of your body weight and their movement goes straight into their neck. This causes whiplash, severe trachea damage, and in the worst-case scenarios, a broken neck. It's just not worth the risk.
Every single leash on this test is specifically designed to be attached to a proper dog harness. Yours must be too. A proper running harness distributes that pulling force safely across your dog's chest and shoulders, completely protecting their neck. It changes literally everything about the safety of your run. Now, with that rule firmly established, let's look at the absolute best gear on the market. Number 1.
This is the one piece of gear that professional Canicross racers actually use, the non-stop Dogwear Canix Belt 2.0 paired with the touring Bungee line. Yes, it looks exactly like climbing gear, and yes, it is an investment. The belt is about $70 and the line is $60, totaling roughly $130 for the entire system. But let's talk about what that money actually buys you. The belt is engineered to sit low on your hips, your glutes, and your pelvis, not your soft lower back. This isn't just marketing, it's literally biomechanics. Every pull from your dog is carried by your strongest bones, which is exactly why serious distance runners don't come home with back pain when they use this system. The carabiner glides effortlessly along the front strap, keeping the leash angle perfect and tension equal, even in a full sprint. The touring line is a true high-absorption bungee featuring a lockable carabiner, which is a crucial safety feature because standard snap hooks can twist open under a heavy side load. It even features a quick release buckle so you can detach from your dog in under a second if things get dangerous.
The scores here absolutely dominate the board. Fit and comfort, 9.5. Durability, 9.5. Safety and practical risk, 9.5. Ease of use, 8.5. Value for money, 8. The final grade is a resounding A+. So the crucial point is this. This system is the only one engineered from the ground up specifically for running with a strong dog. The one honest caveat, this system really shines when your dog actually pulls into the harness. If your dog just trots politely beside you with zero tension on the line, this is total overkill. But if your dog pulls and you want to run fast and far, this is unmatched. So let's wrap this up with a decisive final verdict, matching the exact leash to your running profile. If you're a casual jogger on a budget with a smaller medium dog, the Tuff Mutt is your smart money pick at under $30. Just remember that its limits are real. If you want one highly versatile leash that transitions seamlessly from running to walking to hiking, buy the $50 Ruffwear Roamer. But if you actually run with your dog more than once or twice a week, or if you run with any dog that pulls, do not compromise. Buy the nonstop Dogwear Canix Spelled 2.0 and the Touring Bungee line. It is the best hands-free leash on the market, and frankly, the competition isn't even close. And that heavily marketed bestseller trap we talked about earlier, that's the Tuff Mutt. It's a legitimate budget option, but that is exactly why it ranked 4th, not 1st.
Now you have the data. Everything else out there is a compromise you simply don't need to make. Ultimately, you have to ask yourself, is saving $30 really worth risking your lower back or your dog's neck? We test the equipment strictly so you can score the gear before you spend. If this explainer saved you from making a painful mistake, hit subscribe right now. Our next test covers the 5 best dog harnesses for runners, ensuring you have the perfect safe setup to pair with your new leash.